All right, good evening. This is the September 17th, 2025 Cottage Grove City Council meeting, which I'm calling to order. I just want to mention before we move to the pledge that this meeting is being recorded by True Lens Community Media. You can view city meetings live and replay them on cable channel 799 or 799. Meetings are also streamed live and archived at the City of Cottage Grove's YouTube channel. So the next item, of course, on our agenda is the pledge. So if you'd please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, will the clerk please do the roll?
Councilmember Clausen.
Here.
Councilmember Olson.
Here.
Councilmember Thiede.
Here.
Councilmember Garza.
Here.
Mayor Bailey.
Here. Next on our agenda is open forum. This is the opportunity for anybody that wants to speak on something that is not on tonight's agenda is welcome to do so at this time. There was a sign-up sheet out in the entryway, and no one did sign up, but just in the event that somebody wanted to speak but didn't sign up, is there anybody in the audience that wants to speak on open forum? All right, seeing none, then I'll move to number 5, which is adoption of the agenda.
Move the agenda.
We have a motion by Councilmember Olson, second by Councilmember Thiede. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is 6 is presentations. We have one this evening. We have the Public Safety Board drone donation and acceptance. And Captain Brad Peterson is going to kick us off here, and then he'll let us know when we can go down in front, Council.
Cindy, Julie, Dave, for joining me up here for a presentation. All right, good evening, Council. So tonight I have the pleasure of talking a little bit about our drone program and receiving a donation from the Public Safety Board of a new drone. So as you know, we have a rich history with the Public Safety Board. They're a nonprofit volunteer organization that does some amazing fundraising and networking in the community, and they provide a lot of equipment, training, programming to enhance our public safety mission and contribute to crime prevention and benefit the community overall. So thank you for everything that you do. The police department has had a drone program since 1999. Currently we have about 11 officers that are trained as drone operators, and we have 2 drones in our fleet. Although both of those drones are a bit dated, hence the reason that there's a need for this new drone. We use our drones primarily for locating fleeing suspects or lost persons, but we also use them quite extensively for emergency management, fire scenes, and they play a role in SWAT as well. The need for the new drone arose in about 2024 when the FAA implemented a new requirement that requires a radio ID in all the new drones so that it can communicate with air traffic control. Our older drones that were purchased in 2019 lack that technology. And then besides that, the older drones just don't have the zoom capability or FLIR capability that the newer drones have. So their ability to find somebody that's hiding or in a large area or even in low light conditions is just lacking. So the new drone that you see before me here is a DJI Matrix 4. I can hold it up for everybody to see. Ooh. So like I said, DJI Matrix 4 has state-of-the-art cameras and FLIR technology, allows us to see people and license plates and whatever we really need to see from an incredible distance. And the really cool thing that this gives us the ability to do is the operator can overlay a map over their flight screen. So as they're looking through the eyes of the drone, we can overlay a map on that so we can identify streets, addresses, house numbers, business names. So you can imagine that makes it really easy to say, I found the bad guy, he's hiding at 123 Main Street, because they can see it right before them. Instead of, with our old drone, they can find the person or the thing they're looking for, but then they have to figure out what vicinity are we even looking at, right? So amazing technology. All right, so on behalf of the Cottage Grove Police Department and public safety as a whole, I want to say thank you to the Public Safety Board for this amazing donation of this new drone that has an amount of in excess of $10,000. I know you guys worked really hard to raise that money, and I just want to say thank you for supporting our mission and making the community safer. So council, before you have 2 recommendations, so I'll leave that up to you, and then I would like you to come down in a moment and receive this drone for us. from the
Sounds
Public
good.
Safety
So,
Board.
council, what we'll do is, we have a recommendation, number 1 there. Who would like to read
I
that?
would make that motion, Mayor, to accept and approve the donation of the DJI Matrix 4 Series drone with a value of $10,536.15.
All right, so we have a motion by Councilmember Thiede. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Garza. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And I don't know if we need to do number 2, but you want to just do it? Somebody want to make that?
I'll make a motion to recognize the members of the Public Safety Board.
All right, so we have a motion by Councilmember Garza. Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Councilmember Clausen. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed? Motion carries. So council, why don't you join me down in front with the members here for the safety board?
As you're coming down, I'm just going to turn the mic over to Julie because she wants to say a bit.
The Public Safety Board does a lot of fundraising in Cottage Grove along with the residents that purchase many items that we have for sale. We sell these great little plushy dogs, which are our canine dogs, and we're in the process of purchasing a new canine, so we are selling these. They're $20, and this helps us fundraise to the utmost extent to get stuff bought for police, fire, and EMS. So on Tuesday, October 7th, it's the fire open house. We have a lot of Sparkies that need to get new homes. So if you're bringing your children to the open house for Fire Prevention Week, we have these for sale and our canine dogs. And also we have Riggs, who's the therapy dog. We sell for them too. And we have challenge coins and police patches because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so the police officers turn their patches pink, and we have those to sell also. So thank you, community. Thank you, businesses. The Lions Club, they've helped out in a lot of our things. So thank you.
All right. So, yeah, Julie, do you want to come on over and you can, is that, just don't drop it? Is that what I heard? All right, so can you get in here? We'll squeeze in. Yeah, let's do it and tip it. Thank you. There we go. Well, first of all, just thank you once again to the board. Consistently having donations like this to our community, obviously, one, keeps the tax dollars or the tax levies lower, right? But it also really supports the public safety. And when we say public safety, by the way, it's fire, EMS, the whole group. And I do know that you guys are also working on another K9. Helping fundraise for that, so that's another exciting thing. And I know our, I believe, I don't know if you've done something other than most recently you did the exercise equipment at the fire station. I don't know if you've done something since then, but that's the one I remember.
Yeah, we're trying to get more for the fire department, but these.
Yeah, this was a big one. This was a very important one. So on behalf of myself, the rest of the council here, and all the residents of Cottage Grove, thank you so much for all you guys do. Thank you. All right, Brad, look at Brad. Just grab that sucker.
2 hands.
Don't break that thing. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Next on our agenda, council, is consent. Is there anything that council would like to pull on consent? I will mention I'm just going to pull P for comment. Anybody? No? All right. So just for P, before we go to vote, I just want to mention for the public, if you're wondering what I pulled, it's a Minnesota DNR outdoor recreation grant agreement. Which is going to be for the Mississippi Dunes Park along the backwaters of the Mississippi. What's really neat about this is our staff, Zach and the team, have done a tremendous job of going after funding sources. for all of our parks, but specifically this one, since it's one of our newest parks in our community right now. And for example, we do have funding already set in place for a fishing pier down there. We have funding set in place for a boat launch. And then we're working through a separate part of the 3M settlement agreement for some additional funds from that settlement agreement that will help with some of the infrastructure and the things that we need, like parking lots and trails and things like that down there. And then this $350,000, when I was talking to our Parks and Rec director, he was saying that we'll probably put some of this money towards the playground equipment that we're going to be putting down there. So yes, playground equipment is that expensive, a lot more than that actually. But I just want to say thanks to Zach and thanks to the Minnesota DNR for giving us this opportunity. And I just wanted to mention that to the staff because that's just another piece of the puzzle where we can continue to build out that park, which is going to be a great asset for all of us on the backwaters of the Mississippi. All right. So with that, I'll look for a motion to approve consent.
I will make a motion to approve consent.
All right. So I have a motion by Councilmember Garza. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Clausen. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So if you are here for anything on tonight's consent agenda, all of those items have been approved. Next is 8 is approved disbursement. 8A is to pay the bills.
Move the bills.
We have a motion by Councilmember Thiede. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Garza. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving right along. So now we're going to move to number 9, which is a public hearing, which we do have this evening. It is Pine Hill Elementary School. And Kelly Becker, our associate planner, we want to welcome you to the city council meeting. And you will kick us off and take us through this project.
All right, good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. Before you is a proposal for an easement vacation, conditional use permit, site plan review, and variance for Pine Hill Elementary School. The subject site, Pine Hill Elementary School, is 13.62 acres total, comprised of 2 parcels located at 9015 Hadley Avenue South. The site is surrounded mostly by residential properties and Hamlet Park further to the east as well. Both parcels are currently zoned residential 3 and are guided as public, semi-public space in the 2040 comprehensive plan. Schools and educational facilities are permitted in the R3 zoning district as a conditional use. The applicant is proposing 3 additions to the existing school building totaling about 13,300 square feet, including a 6 classroom addition with storm shelter area, a small gymnasium addition, and a small enclosed freezer addition off the existing kitchen area. Additional interior improvements proposed include renovations to the special education classrooms, accessibility updates, minor renovations to the kitchen, and long-term facility and maintenance work. Now, City Code lists educational facilities as being subject to a conditional use permit, provided that no part of the building shall be located within 50 feet of any lot line abutting a residential district. The school was originally constructed in the 1960s and has been expanded onto several times since then, including a conditional use permit and site plan review in 2000 for a media center addition. In an effort to ensure clarity with those approvals, that resolution will be rescinded and replaced with this conditional use permit approval if granted, to ensure that it remains a properly permitted continued use as an educational facility. The proposed classroom addition on the northeast corner of the building will encroach into the required 50-foot setback with that residential property line to the north. Therefore, the applicant is requesting a variance to allow the proposed classroom addition to be approximately 38.5 feet from that north property line. I will note the existing portion of the building housing the special education classrooms was added onto in the school in 1977 and is non-conforming to that property line setback. It's about 35.5 feet from that north property line. So as shown, the new classroom addition would be no closer to the property line to the north and the existing special education portion of the school. So for purposes of functionality and connectivity, and to avoid disruptions to the other improvements on the site, the northeast corner of the property was the only feasible location to put the classroom addition. So that said, this variance request has demonstrated practical difficulties. It will not alter the character of the neighborhood and is consistent with the comprehensive plan. City code requires elementary schools to have 1 parking space for each classroom and 1 space for each 100 student capacity. The current school staff and student count is 520 students and about 80 staff. And with the proposed improvements, the 5-year projected capacity of the building would be 634 students and 100 staff. Pine Hill Elementary School currently has 159 parking spaces on site and is only required to have 42. So the property is currently exceeding those parking requirements, and they're not proposing any additional parking at this time. A traffic study was completed to evaluate traffic flow and safety on site. Although the study did not identify any major concerns, traffic backup issues on Hadley Avenue during the peak drop-off and pickup times have been observed and are known to be problematic in the area. The site currently has 3 access points on Hadley Avenue, and no changes or site improvements to those site access areas are proposed at this time, and no off-site improvements were required by the study that was completed. However, the applicant has submitted a traffic plan that includes 2 different phases to control traffic. So phase 1 includes new internal procedures and circulation patterns for drop-off and pickup. And phase 2 of that plan includes potential off-site improvements. The applicant has indicated they will be implementing phase 1 as soon as possible. However, if the traffic patterns are identified to be continuing to disrupt safety and be a nuisance, the city engineer may be required to implement phase 2 of that traffic plan. So a condition has been added for your consideration on the recommendation slide, which clarifies when that phase 2 of the traffic plan would be implemented. So the additions will primarily consist of a matching style brick that meets the city code requirements for non-residential buildings. The secondary style of brick will also be used above and below the windows. It'll be a lighter color to match the white stucco on the existing building. And the new rooftop mechanical equipment will also be screened and completed in materials that match the existing equipment. The submitted landscaping plan meets the code standards with 19 overstory deciduous trees, 18 coniferous trees, and 41 shrubs proposed based on the total amount of site disturbance. A tree inventory was conducted and mitigation is not required, being only 10 trees are being removed from the site, mostly in the area for the classroom addition. The applicant is proposing grading in multiple areas of the site to account for the additions and utility connections. The applicant is working with city staff to address any outstanding comments included in the engineering memo to ensure that all city code standards are met. An infiltration basin is proposed in the northeast corner of the property to handle the newly created impervious areas. There's an existing storm sewer easement in that corner of the property. However, the storm sewer and outlet pipe will now only be servicing the school, and that will be considered private. So the city does not need the ability to access that pipe, and it will be the responsibility of the property owner to complete any maintenance on that area. So that said, the easement area is proposed to be vacated with this project. The existing trash enclosure is currently screened with a masonry wall and vinyl slatted chain link gate. It will remain in its existing place with those existing materials. And the new chiller unit and utility areas on the south end of the building will be screened with an aluminum louvered screen wall compliant with ordinance standards. And no additional fencing or retaining walls are proposed with this project. City code standard requires less than a half-foot candle to be measured at a property line for uses within residential zoning districts. Exterior lighting is proposed at the egress doors for the new additions and will be directed downward. The applicant has provided a photometric plan indicating that lighting is not intended to cast into the adjacent properties and will align with that requirement of a half-foot candle or less at the north property line. With that, the recommendations are listed on the screen before you. Please note that there is an added condition for your consideration under Action 5, which clarifies when that Phase 2 of the traffic plan will be required. There's also representatives from the school district here tonight, should you have any questions for them. Thank you.
All right, thank you. First of all, Council, do you have any questions for our staff here? Yeah, Councilmember Garza.
I just have a quick question related to the easement being vacated. Are the residents aware of that?
It has been noticed, yes.
They have, okay. Just wanted to know that.
Okay.
I would, Mayor.
Yeah, Councilmember Clausen.
With the 50-foot setback requirement, and I was reading through the notes, there are at least 2 mailings went out to the neighborhood to let them know that they were requesting the variance, correct?
Correct, yes.
And there were no comments at all about the setback.
Correct, yep. Councilman Clausen, we also held a neighborhood meeting, and there was one neighbor in attendance, and there was no objections.
Okay, and were these, did the Planning Commission at all review this, or would they have reviewed it and
Yes.
they didn't have any problems with it?
No.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Yep. All right, any other comments? I know the representatives of the applicant are here. Would you like to come up and say anything at all, or? Okay, Council, do you have any questions at all for the applicant? Yeah, Councilmember Olson.
You're not going to get away that easy. Sorry. My question is this. We've known for several years that the Pine Hill family continues to grow. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, especially with the development that has taken place on that side of the highway for the last 10 years or so. And we've done several expansions of the school, the parking lot. I think we did a security expansion here a few years ago as well. My primary concern, as noted in item number 5 under our recommendations, is traffic. That seems to be the common, I don't want to say complaint, but the item that gets mentioned most often as it relates to pickup and drop off. How are you feeling like this is going to mitigate any of those concerns or address any of those concerns? Or do you think we're going to be, in another place here a year or two down the road, we're going to have to do something else? I realize that the school board's responsible for identifying boundary lines and those kinds of things, but the fact of the matter is this is kind of a landlocked space, and so there's only so much reconfiguration that you can do at any given time. Just reading through the plans and specs, stacking still appears to be a maybe concern. We're not really sure yet. So any insight you want to provide on sort of what the team is thinking related to what we've done and what we may need to continue to do to help mitigate traffic?
Yes, so operationally, we're looking at moving drop-off as far north as we can in that parking lot. And then in regards to stacking, we're looking at how we can stack in the parking lot to get more cars in there and utilize that full loop. We have a new principal on site. She is wonderful with this problem. She was at Gray Cloud, so we're very confident in the new team operationally there on site.
Can I just get you to state your name and address, though?
My name's Alex Slocum, South Washington County Schools.
Thank you.
And as it relates to the new principal and things, I know one of the things that the team told us when they came to talk to us about the Park High School changes that were taking place is one of the strategies associated with that was having traffic monitors outside who are going to try to ensure that people aren't making up their own rules, because that is what's going to happen here is when people are, I'm in a hurry, I'm frustrated, I've been in line, they're going to try to find a way to circumvent the plan. Has that been a conversation point with the staff on site, or do we have any additional plans in place to bring in, additional traffic monitors or maybe, use some of the teachers in the morning? How's that going to work?
The principal on site has worked through traffic monitoring. She's going to be out there. I know that we'll have other staff on site, just like at Park. We've coned off certain areas for pass-through and coming into the school and labeling it perfectly. So we're working through signage and just getting everybody through as quick as possible.
Yeah, the safety element, of course, is everybody's top concern. So I look forward to seeing how it works. And hopefully we don't have to come back and have another conversation, but if we do, we do. But I'm glad to hear that that's a top priority, and more importantly, I was able to get you out of your chairs and bring you up front. So thanks for the insight on that. I appreciate it.
All right. Any other questions for these guys? All right, this is a public hearing, so to be official, I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Is there anybody that would like to speak on this item? Is welcome to do so at this time. And I am not seeing anyone that wants to speak on this item, so I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. And council, we have 5 separate motions. Well, actually, 4 separate motions. So if you wanted to start with number 2.
I will take number 2, and I will recommend adopting Resolution 2025-140 to vacate certain easements within the Pine Hill Elementary School property at 9015 Hadley Avenue South.
All right, so I have a motion by Councilmember Garza. Do I have a second? Second by Councilmember Thede. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Who would like number 3?
I would move that to adopt Resolution 2025-141 to approve a conditional use permit for an educational facility within a residential district.
All right, so I have a motion by Councilmember Thede. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Garza. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Number 4?
Mayor, I'll move Resolution 2025-143 to approve a variance to allow a 6-classroom building addition to Pine Hill Elementary School, which I think is your alma mater.
It is.
To encroach within the required 50-foot setback to the residential property line to the north.
All right, so we have a motion by Councilmember Olson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Clausen. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And you want to take 5?
I move to adopt Resolution 2025-142 to approve a site plan review for 3 additions totaling approximately 13,300 square feet and associated site work at Pine Hill Elementary School with the added condition, number 17, if at any time off-site stacking becomes unsafe or a nuisance as determined by the city planner, Phase 2 of the traffic plan is as accepted by the city engineer shall be implemented.
All right, so I have a motion by Councilmember Clausen. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Olson. Any further discussion?
Just one. And
Councilmember Thede.
he said, as determined by this
It's city engineer.
planner, city engineer. So
Yep.
in the first deal, so just
Yep, you got her.
make
No
a
catch.
Thank you.
modification.
Yep, we got that modification there. All right, any other discussions? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I will look forward to seeing the changes to that school, which, yes, was my
Long overdue.
elementary alma mater. So, thank you, guys. All right. Number 10 is bid awards are on this evening. 11, we have one item on our regular agenda, and it's the Park Grove Library, and Sam Parrott, our senior planner, is going to take us through this.
All right. Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Tonight, we are discussing the Park Grove Library application for site plan review by Washington County for facade improvements, parking lot, and landscaping improvements at the Park Grove Library located at 7900 Hemingway Avenue South, zoned R6, high-density residential district, where structures and essential services for local, county, state, or federal government are a permitted use, and the property is guided as a mixed-use district in the 2040 Comprehensive Plan. The project is intended to meet the Washington County Library's 2024 to 2028 strategic plan priorities, including improving library service delivery, enhancing physical spaces and technology infrastructure, and expanding the reach of the library. The upgrades will allow the library to expand engagement opportunities, programs, and services offered at the library through exterior and interior remodeling projects. A second story will be added over the front entryway solely for mechanical and utility equipment, and the exterior of the existing library will be removed or will be remodeled to remove awkward angles in favor of straight line walls. Class 1 materials, at least 3 of those, and at least 65% Class 1 and 2 materials will be used as required by city code. The library currently utilizes angled parking on site and a one-way traffic pattern. Libraries must have 1 parking space per 300 square feet of building area per city code. There are currently 50 spaces on the site where 71 are required. By reconfiguring the parking stalls to 90-degree stalls, there will be 68 stalls on site where 68 stalls will be required. The number of required stalls is being reduced by removing those building angles at the front. Therefore, the library's footprint is being reduced, so the number of required parking stalls is also being reduced. Pedestrian access will also be improved on site by adding sidewalks and stairs down to Hemingway Avenue, and with marked pedestrian crossings and pedestrian refuges in the parking lot. The existing parking lot does not meet the 30-foot setback to the property lines. The parking lot on the north side will be pushed further south towards the library, increasing that setback from 5 feet to approximately 20 feet. And parking on the east side along Hemingway Avenue and the south side will remain at the existing 12-foot setback. So since we are actually increasing that setback on the north side and staying in the same location on the east and south side, no variance is required for that parking setback. The proposed monument sign will be outside of the clear view triangle of the parking lot entrance and exit and the sidewalk. The clear view triangle in this situation is 10 feet from the back of the sidewalk along Hemingway and 10 feet from the back of the parking lot curb. The landscaping installed will also be outside of the clear view triangle, and landscaping must be less than 30 inches in height and maintained at that height within the view shed. The north parking lot island will also have low-growing plants and 2 trees that is not anticipated to block site views for entering and exiting traffic. They are proposing to add trees and landscaping around the site, including a new children's area being added and a sitting ring with retaining walls on the south side of the library. A black ornamental fence that meets city code will be installed around the children's area for safety. A reading terrace is also proposed on the back side of the library, and the existing chain link fence along the west and north property lines will be removed after site construction is done. No tree mitigation is required on the site because less than 40% of the existing inches are being removed from the site, and they are adding a substantial amount of landscaping above and beyond which is required by city code. In conjunction with this project, it is proposed to reconstruct Hemingway Avenue in front of the library to improve the neighborhood as a whole and improve pedestrian and safety connections. With the Blue Stem Apartments project just wrapping up, the Grove 80 apartments, the Duncan Baskin Robbins development, this library project will really bring that whole neighborhood together and into a nice facade for the neighborhood and everything. So parking, we all know that parking on the library site has been tight in the past, so this project on Hemingway will also offer the opportunity to add some on-street parking areas. And then those areas will be connected to the library through those sidewalks and stairs that will be going up to the parking lot. Bump outs are proposed at the 79th Street intersection with some additional landscaping. We have some street trees proposed just to really, like I mentioned, enhance that neighborhood and pedestrian feel. With that, there are 2 items for your consideration this evening, and we do have a representative for the library here as well who has a brief presentation. So.
All right, first of all, before they get up, council, any questions for Sam? Okay. You want to pop up?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. I'm Jackie Kramer. I'm the Washington County Library Director. Thank you so much for having us here today to talk with you about the Park Grove Library project. We're very happy with the work Alliance Architects has done to redesign and reimagine the library so it can meet the needs of our community today and into the future. Throughout the design process, Alliance Architects gathered input from community members and library staff to ensure the design of Park Road Library reflects the people that we serve. These images capture the inspiration for themes, colors, and materials that you'll see in the design, and they were all images that resonated with multiple community and staff members. Cottage Grove and the library represent the confluence of different people, groups, and ideas. Designs for the library look for ways to bring people and elements together in new ways. The design features consistent use of nature and natural materials, as well as handcrafted items that reflect the ideas shared in those community open houses. We're excited that the new site plan offers additional parking and enhances connections within the neighborhood. It includes 2 pedestrian access points off of Hemingway Avenue, increasing safety for the many residents we know walk to the library. We plan to add additional plantings and trees to the site and expand our use of the area with 2 outdoor programming spaces. We're also adding an outdoor walk-up book drop with dedicated parking spaces, which was a highly requested feature in our community surveys. The design for the facade features a mix of brick and metal paneling to create a visually clear and exciting entrance to the library. A dedicated sidewalk corridor and lighting above the front door will help guide visitors into the building, acting as our very own beacon of knowledge. The tall windows in the large meeting room will look out on new natural landscaping, helping bring the outside into the library space. We think this new face for the library is modern and timeless and will blend well with other new construction around the library. A new feature we're very excited about is an outdoor programming area noted as the Storytime berm on the site plan. This area connects to the children's area inside the library and can be used for a variety of programming for all ages. To keep kids safe, the design includes additional soft fencing through trees and plants, as well as fencing along the sidewalk by the parking lot. Library staff have been able to give extensive input on this area, and we're looking forward to seeing how it's going to be used. The design for the inside of the library reflects many of our most important priorities. We know more visitors need quiet areas to work or study, so we've added several small meeting rooms and a quiet study hub to the north side of the building. Park Grove Library's sewing machines, 3D printers, and our other technology will have their own space in a dedicated learning lab on the south side of the building. We've also added an area specifically for teens along the south wall. Our children's area will have some vibrant and colorful built-in features and will connect directly with the large meeting room to hold story times and other programs. The meeting room will have updated technology and furniture so it can be utilized for a variety of community and library events. The building will have the same shelf space for our collection and a similar number of computers, but those resources are reconfigured to better reflect our needs. And all the furniture is movable, giving us flexibility to evolve as the community does. We anticipate the library will close in early 2026 for construction. We're finalizing plans to utilize the Cottage Grove Service Center as a temporary location where we can offer basic library services like getting a library card, checking materials in and out, browsing new or featured materials, and providing access to public computers and printing. Our staff are also planning outreach programs for all ages, including story times, book clubs, baby play dates, sewing and crafting classes, and more. We'll also be utilizing the Cottage Grove Armory for a number of these standing programs, while others will be offered out in the community. I'd like to thank you again for your time tonight. We're very excited about the project, and I'd like to now welcome Commissioner Bigham up to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm going to be very short, no pun intended. I just want to say it's a big day. Thank you for your time tonight. I want to thank my staff, your staff. Very pleased. I think this is better than anyone imagined with the outcome with the architects. Want to just say I appreciate both of our staffs, the time, the Planning Commission, and also just want to highlight the amount of public input that went into this, the number of open houses, the online communication, and the feedback and engagement, kind of in a time where that can be touch and go, as we have, whether it's road open houses or building open houses, you don't always get the traffic, right? Well, this one had so much. And so it just shows you how important of an asset this is to our community, and we couldn't be more proud and excited for it. So just would really appreciate your support and thank the council for their time tonight, and thank your staff very much.
All right. Yes, Councilmember Clausen.
I visited this summer the library when we had a tour, and I did not realize how busy that little library was. This is a long overdue project. I'm glad to see it's moving forward. I couldn't believe the staff, how they were working in small, tiny areas with books stacked up around them. So, like I say, this is long overdue, and I am so glad that this is moving forward. Thanks to everyone who worked on it.
Yeah, Councilmember Thiede.
Let's see, when was it intended to be completed and opened again?
Mayor, council members, I'm Mandy Leonard. I'm the project manager with Washington County. We are anticipating closure in February of 2026, with opening around February of 2027. So about a 1-year process.
Thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Garza.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the presentation. That was a lot of great information. I'm excited for the new library. I do have a question as far as the temporary library goes. So it sounds like we are going to house our library up at the service center. The service center, which way? That way. Thank you. And so my question is, would it be our full library of books, or is it going to be just a small portion of them, or what are we thinking as far as for the community to come up and check out books and that type of thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're not expecting to have the whole collection there. It'll be a kind of a piece of it. We'll continue to bring new items in too. So it'll be kind of a small little browsing collection.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, Councilmember Olson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for the presentation this evening. I appreciate it. One thing I wanted to just mention is, this has been the culmination of work that has been done for at least 10 years. Could be longer than that at this point. I think of time in terms of elected officials, and so this is the third county commissioner that we've worked with, and this is actually our second time working with her on trying to get the library done. And I want to congratulate Commissioner Bigham and the team at the county for, moving the ball down the field and, coming to the table with what appears to be a very reasonable and positive potential end outcome here. If I had a magic wand and could be king for the day, which I'm not allowed to do, and there's several reasons for that, I would like to see us on a larger site, and I'd like to see us more in the center of town. But I know that both of those things are not reality at the minute. And the fact is, this library is long overdue for an overhaul. And I really like the fact that you're going to do some improvements on Hemingway as well. I think that really is a critical element to this that could actually go a little bit unnoticed. But parking's always been a challenge there. Being able to park on the street's great, but that's going to just improve that whole area. And, you know, the county was very generous in coming forward with that. Thank you. So now that I've, you know, said all the things I want to say, I do have a question, and that's this. As the city and/or our surrounding communities continue to grow, it appears as though, you know, the population density is going to continue to move north and east here in Cottage Grove. And, you know, as it stands now, we actually have several projects where we're going to share borders with Woodbury for development, that sort of thing. Has the county looked at what they may want to do at some point to expand library services with either another satellite offering or some sort of different approach to help serve the residents who are going to be in that node at some point, because this isn't right down the road from them, obviously. I've heard some rumors that, you know, the county's talking about doing some smaller units in different parts of the county to help enhance what's already being offered. So can you speak to that at all? Is there anything being discussed or at least thought about? If you don't want to talk, ask Carla, she'll do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is actually, we are looking at doing a long-range strategic facilities plan for the library. That's something we're going to be looking at starting in 2026. And so that is the idea that we would work with a consultant most likely to assess kind of the state of the libraries geographically and populations in the county and kind of where things are moving to make sure that we are planning to have our facilities in the right spots in the county to serve, you know, people the best we can.
I like hearing that, and I hope you'll involve all of the various, you know, cities and other government agencies. I know that the school district is also having conversations to that end because, you know, as people move to those spots, they're going to need to be served by the school district as well. So I'm grateful to hear that. And speaking of school district, we've established that the mayor's alma mater is Pine Hill, and I believe the commissioner's is Crestview. So go Cardinals. Yeah, right on. Okay, thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thank you. So at this point, what I'll do is I had kind of my own prepared statement that I'm going to read, and then if you guys can move forward however you would like to do what you want to do. So I just wanted to say that having a public library that is well-suited to support the residents of Cottage Grove and our surrounding communities now and into the future has been my one and only goal. I voiced my serious concerns with the current location, the size of the building, and that we are putting taxpayer dollars into an existing facility that will not be able to support the future growth of our community and surrounding communities in the not-too-distant future. Cottage Grove's current population sits at 43,000. By 2035, we'll be around 50,000 residents. This does not include the additional growth of our surrounding communities that would use this library. Parking is already a challenge at the current location and will be a challenge in the future, no matter how you restripe or reposition the parking stalls. Since our parking requirements were higher than the library site could accommodate, Washington County staff did ask our city staff to reconsider the parking requirements so that they could make this site work. There also has been a plan to move the library to a more central location within the community. The reason the Washington County Government Center and the City Hall Public Safety buildings are located where they are today is due to the future growth plans of our community, knowing this area is the true center of Cottage Grove. I also decided to take a look at other community libraries around Washington County to see what other communities were doing. Woodbury moved from a smaller, landlocked location to a current larger site in November of 2002. The new Forest Lake Library was moved and rebuilt in 2007. The new Matamidi Library was rebuilt in 2020. You can see by these results that these larger growing communities were moved and rebuilt to accommodate future growth. The decision by the county not to do that here in Cottage Grove is why. I feel that our residents should be given the same opportunity to enjoy a facility that is built for the future as other growing Washington County residents received in their communities. I've also been told that the library is best suited where it is located due to the needs of the residents in the neighborhoods who live in the affordable housing properties within that area. This thought process is short-sighted as we have other areas of our community that affordable housing residents live. The library should be built for everyone and not just for a selected few within a specific neighborhood. I do not want my name attached to a vote in favor of the current site, knowing that in the not-too-distant future, citizens will be complaining about parking and asking who moved this project forward. I cannot support the renovation of the current location as it will not meet the needs of our community and the surrounding communities now and into the future. I will be voting no on this proposal, not because I'm against the library, but because I believe we as Cottage Grove residents deserve better. So, with that,
Mayor, I'll move Resolution 2025-144 approving a site plan review for a building addition, facade remodel, and exterior site improvements at Park Grove Library.
Second.
all right, so I have a motion by Councilmember Olson, second by Councilmember Thiede. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carries 4-1. And then number 2.
I'll move to adopt the development agreement with Washington County, subject to minor modifications as approved by the city attorney.
All right, so I have a motion by Councilmember Garza. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Thiede. Again, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion passes 4-1. Thank you guys for coming this evening.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, council, we'll move to number 12, which is council comments and requests. And I'll start with Councilmember Clausen.
Thank you, Mayor. This last weekend, we had the Food Truck Festival. I'll let you talk about the Run, Walk, Ruck, but that was a big lift for our staff here. I know our communications department, Convention Visitors Bureau, the staff here put a lot of time on it, and it was a great success. I know I ate too much, and I just want to thank staff and all the volunteers that were there. Thanks again. That's all.
Awesome, thank you. Councilmember Olson.
Note to self, do not go on a diet before the Food Truck Festival.
You actually tried that?
I did, and I was successful, but it sounds like maybe Councilmember Clausen ate for me too, so that's just perfect. I'm glad somebody did. The smells were free though, and man, it smelled good. So again, thank you to everybody on our staff, and in particular, I want to thank Jamie Mann for all of the hard work and effort she did orchestrating the band, as it were, to get everybody in place, doing all the things that needed to be done, soliciting the various vendors, working on licensing, coordinating staff members to be present, you know, making sure that all of the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed on permitting, et cetera. I know that, you know, over the past few years, we've learned a lot as we've done the Food Truck Festival. This was year 3, and Jamie has been instrumental in making this such a great event and improving it year over year. So she personally deserves a significant number of thank yous from all of us. I also want to thank the team with the Mississippi River Valley Beyond the Yellow Ribbon. They had their first ever Walk, Run, Ruck for Heroes event the morning of the Food Truck Festival. That was at Kingston Park. It started at 9 a.m. You could participate in either a 5K, a 10K, or a 15K, and some folks participated with their rucksacks on. In particular, I want to mention that, you know, I saw some big rucksacks on the behalf of some of the police officers here in Cottage Grove who participated in the event, although I will note that Sergeant Nichols' rucksack looked big but felt pretty light. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not entirely sure what he had in there, but impressive nonetheless. They had 125 participants in this event for the first year. That's pretty doggone good. Got a lot of great feedback, and I know that the fundraiser itself raised somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000 for heroes in our community, military families, et cetera. And a lot of that will go towards the Adopt a Child event that we do each year through Beyond the Yellow Ribbon for holiday gift giving. The last thing about this, and I'm going to ask our Captain Brad Peterson to step back up to the podium if you don't mind for just a second. Brad is the Vice President of Mississippi River Valley Beyond the Yellow Ribbon. Brad is also a National Guard veteran himself. And one of the things that we try to do, excuse me, with this event was collect some food. So can you tell people if they can still donate food items for this event, and if so, what that looks like?
Yes, absolutely. So we're accepting non-perishable, not expired food for basic needs. So that'll go to support our entire network, not just veterans. But as you know, Basic Needs has been incredibly generous partner in our help to fight food insecurity for our veterans. But so we're trying to get back to them, not only for veterans, but for our whole community. So until from now through Friday of next week, we'll still be accepting those food donations here at City Hall. We drop them off at the police department's desk during business hours, and they'll get where they need to go, and I'll get them to the Basic Needs.
Okay, great. So is there like a box or something, a deposit?
It's right outside of my office, yes.
Okay, fantastic, good. So we're getting to that time of year, of course, where food insecurity becomes even more of a challenge because we're approaching the holidays, cold weather. You know, it's always a challenge. Basic Needs and our Friends in Need Food Shelf do amazing work, but they need our help. So I appreciate you mentioning that, and I'm grateful that Beyond the Yellow Ribbon included that as part of the Walk, Run, Ruck for Heroes. So next year will be bigger and better food truck festival as well, I'm sure. And once again, thank you to everybody who helped make the food truck festival such a successful day, including the weatherman. Back to you, Mayor.
Awesome, thank you. Councilmember Thiede.
You know, I don't really have anything tonight.
Oh, my goodness. So then we're going to go to Councilmember Garza.
Dave, you left all of these events for me to share.
Oh, I know, because I know you like to do that.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Mayor and Council. I guess I am just going to share, we have still some more events that are happening here in Cottage Grove to come up. And especially tomorrow, we're still having our food trucks visit City Hall. So tomorrow, we have Nosey's Kitchen here at City Hall at 11:30, so that should be fun. The Cottage Grove Farmers Markets is still going on Thursdays. That's at the United Church of Christ. We also have our 2025 Public Works and Parks Open House. That's coming up on Thursday, September 25th. So next Thursday. And that starts at 3 p.m. So stop by Public Works and check out the open house. That should be a lot of fun. We also have River Oaks. They're having their dueling pianos. That's coming up on the 29th. That's coming up on the 26th. And our skating rink, Swifty Skates, we're having that on Monday, September 29th. It looks like you're going to be skating to Taylor Swift music, so that should be fun. Look that up on our website. And last but not least, our favorite people at the locally grown theater, they're putting on Dracula in October. So check out their website to find out dates and times of that. Thank you.
Well, that means you left me nothing. No, that's all right, though. That's all right. What's that?
There you
Well, she
go.
mentioned it. She did. The only thing I'll mention, a little plug on the Public Works Open House. There is a part of it that is sensory. So if you have people that are concerned or have kids that don't like loud noise, and that from 3 to 4 is an opportunity to go there where you won't have all the loud noises and things. So if people are interested, they can bring their kids to that event.
That's why Justin and I can't go between 3 and 4.
You make too much noise? Yeah.
Generally speaking, that's been the
That's
case.
probably
Yeah.
true. I can't argue with that.
But we will be at the Swifty Skates. You can catch us there. Yeah.
I'm leaving that alone.
Okay.
I feel for you, Zach, and the group up at the Ace Arena now. All right, so 13 workshop session. There is none that's open to the public, and there is no workshop closed to the public this evening. So we are to 15, which is adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
All right,
Second.
we have a motion by Councilmember Garza, second by Councilmember Thiede. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.